method.
Roku streaming boxes may have begun as single-use Netflix Instant Queue streaming boxes, but Roku has consistently expanded its platform so that it has emerged as a compelling competitor to devices from much larger companies, including the Apple TV. With tight Netflix and Amazon integration, a bevy of third-party developed apps, dual-band 802.11n Wi-Fi, and a sweet $100 price, the Roku XDS is a strong contender for my favorite streaming box, at least on paper. In many ways, the Roku XDS offers an amazing streaming video experience. The Netflix app ranks as one of the very best available, along with the just updated Xbox and Apple TV versions. It exposes the entire Netflix instant streaming library. You can browse your instant queue, popular and new content similar to stuff you've watched or added to your queue, or you can just search for movies available on the service. Quality looks good, on par with the new Apple TV, but still significantly worse than Blu-ray. Even though the Roku hardware supports 1080p video, an improvement over the Apple TV's 720p hardware limit, Netflix and most other providers only deliver 720p content. If you're more interested in first-run movies or purchasing current TV shows, the Roku XDS also features tight integration with Amazon's video on-demand store. It's very difficult to accurately compare the depth of Amazon and Apple's online catalogs, but a quick survey of recent movie releases shows the two services to be comparable. Both stores had Iron Man 2 and Predators. Toy Story 3 was only available on Apple TV. However, TV shows are a different story. Apple seems to have many more TV shows available than Amazon from more networks. Both services feature night after airing uploads of shows from the broadcast networks, but there are big gaps on both sides. For example, Apple TV is missing most new HBO series, while Amazon doesn't include any Food Network shows. Video quality on Amazon is merely okay. Our test HD download of Kick-Ass was noticeably oversaturated and was markedly inferior to the Blu-ray. The rest of the Roku package is promising, but not particularly exciting right now, with third-party channels created by users and companies from dozens of online video providers, including one that includes video from our sister sites, Giant Bomb and Comic Vine. The apps are of widely varying quality, ranging from straightforward presentations of video podcast feeds to more involved apps that allow more in-depth browsing and searching. My favorites in testing were the Flickr and Pandora apps, which lets you turn your TV into a digital picture frame and listen to streaming internet radio, respectively. Roku desperately needs apps for the most common video sites. Vimeo's great, but it's crazy that there isn't a YouTube channel. Hulu Plus is coming to the Roku soon, but a company representative we spoke to didn't have an ETA on that channel. The Roku XDS's biggest fault is an almost complete lack of any way to get content you've already purchased or made yourself on the device. Yes, you'll soon be able to plug a USB drive into the XDS and play a limited number of file types from it, specifically H.264 videos saved in MP4 containers, as well as a handful of music and image formats. Unfortunately, the USB channel wasn't available in time for our review. The client lacks a UPnP or DLNA client, so you can't use it to stream your RIP movies or music within your home. This is purely an internet device, people. As a $100 box, the lack of streaming support isn't a deal breaker. I realize that most people probably haven't ripped their DVD collections, but an inability to stream music is inexcusable. In-house streaming is something that Apple TV supports, albeit using iTunes as a server, not an ideal solution. As it stands, I'll recommend the Roku box despite its blemishes. It seems foolish to ship a streaming box without a DLNA client for in-home streaming, but I guess I'd rather wait for an awesome client than be saddled with an inferior one. It's also difficult for me to complain about the poor video quality on Amazon's service. After all, Roku is just delivering the video that Amazon serves. Its quality is beyond Roku's control. And as a Netflix Instant Queue box, the Roku is spectacular. While the Xbox Live Netflix app is comparable, it requires a $60 a year sub to Xbox Live Gold and a much more expensive box on top of Netflix's monthly charge. Apple TV's client is also competitive, but that box requires a TV with HDCP-enabled HDMI ports. You can get a component cable that works with the XDS for about $20 online. Ultimately, the Roku XDS is a great value. And if your living room is wired for internet and you can handle HDMI output for video, you can save a few bucks and get the Roku XD, which is only $80 and about the same hardware. For $100 plus the cost of your Netflix subscription, this box puts your instant queue in your living room wirelessly. Ultimately, that's good enough for me. For Tested, I'm Will Smith. Thanks for watching.